I've been having breakfast and all the meals here. I'm strongly believing that this is not the reason of the Josh to be down. So Jai Hind. That sounds better. I'm so inspired to be here in this campus. You guys are doing an amazing job, and I remember my time that I spent in the college. But I never went to a management school. I learned my management lessons in the line of fire, literally. I've been in the army. I was in the army for 6.5 years, a shock service commission officer. Joined the corporate, worked for 12 years, and last since 8 years, I've been running my own enterprise. Yesterday somebody was asking me, how did you decide to join army? Army did not come natural to me. I am the first generation officer in my family. There is nobody in my family before me or even after me. I left army in 2004. So I belong to Delhi, not that Delhi wala Delhi, central Delhi, the rural area of Delhi, where did I was schooling, I was not very great at school, my studies, and nor I was great in my college. When I passed out, I literally strayed through. I started as a medical representative. I worked in the direct sales. So if you really ask me, if I look back at that time, I would probably call myself directionless. And today, the enterprise that I run is present in 5 countries in Asia, over 7 cities, employ a couple of hundred of employees, and largely been doing well. I want to thank my learning that I got from the army, those management lessons, and some of those I will pass on to you guys. You soon will be passing out and joining the corporate. You will be young managers, and probably these lessons will help you. I am in a very difficult time, hard times, but for you, I'll make it simplify and so that it's easy for you to understand. So coming back to my struggling time, I saw an army guy. I had no inclination to join army. I didn't know much about the army. I was passing through the Delhi cantonment. I saw an army guy with Ray-Bans on, in uniform, and I found this very fascinating. I thought, oh, this is what I should try to join. I paid for my written exam. I cleared it. I went to my service selection board exam in Allahabad, and I cleared that too. Probably after a very long time, this was some success that I got, and it made me feel so happy. I joined the Officers Training Academy in Chennai. That's a short service commission officers training academy. Initially it was 5 years when I joined, but now it's 10 years. I continued with my low performance even in the academy also. See how consistent I am. So when I passed out, I was fairly low in the order of merit. I got commissioned to Rajputana Rifles. That's an infantry regiment. All those who pass the Delhi cantonment would have seen the Rajputana Rifles Regimental Center, a huge complex. So I joined the army. I joined my battalion in Bikaner. So my vision about the army was still that same guy with Ray-Ban, uniform, all the perks, power. I didn't realize you have to study again. And you know, study is my bottle. I gave that disclaimer in the start itself. So all the officers, they have to go for a young officers course. 5.5 months course, and you have to study. Doing well in the army means you have to study well on your courses. My CO, his responsibility. CO is the commanding officer, the colonel with the red tab that you have seen in the recent movie, Sam Bahadur. So he was after me, study, and I was like, no study. And since it was short service commission, So I was not even sure whether I will stay after 5 years. So one day, I was just wondering where I got into. One of my senior, he was 2 years senior to me, so similar age group, so probably he will understand me. So I was trying to cry in front of him. So I got my first life lesson from him. So I was telling him, sir, I don't know whether I'll stay after 5 years, so, why do I spend almost 6 months wasting? So he gave me my first lesson saying, you're studying for yourself. You're doing well for yourself. Once you do well, you would want to do well again, and again, and again. Soon it will become part of your habit, it will become part of your DNA. And it doesn't matter whether you stay in the army for 5 years, 5 months, 5 weeks, 5 days, 5 minutes. Do well, so when you leave this organization, you leave with your head held high. That somehow clicked me. I start studying, and then in that Bios course, the final month's course, there are 3 modules. I passed all 3 modules with distinction. This is called alpha grading in the army. So my first lesson that I want to pass on to you guys is, so you owe it to yourself. If you're doing well, you're doing it for yourself and nobody else. Tomorrow, wherever you want to reach, you have to start somewhere. And start doing well somewhere now, so that you can reach wherever you want to reach. From Bikaner, where I was posted, my first posting, we moved to Uri. You guys know where Uri is? Yes. Oh, Vicky Kaushal movie, right? So apparently that movie was shot in our complex, is in our area of operation. But it's a very rugged terrain, mountainous, and we are on the line of control. This side is us, and the other side is our dear neighbor. So our battalion area was about 8 square kilometers. You can imagine how large would that be. And the battalion headquarters, will have 4 fighting companies called Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. I'm sure you must be used to this now. So I was part of the Alpha company. I was a newly commissioned officer, so our company has platoons and sections. So I was given a charge for platoon, a small area. Since I was the operation area, we were not supposed to move during the day. You move during the day and you get hit by the enemy. It was so close. And so all the operations, all the movement happens in the night. So my commanding officer, who was pushing me to study, he would visit to these companies and platoons to motivate the guys. His name was, then he was called Vijaypal. Now he retired and he's as a major, settled Delhi. So he would come to my platoon and for the first time, and he was motivating the troops. So first time I saw him talking to the troops so closely. And he asked, Suresh, तुम पिछले महीने गए थे बेटी की शादी थी, how was it? Last one you went to for your daughter's wedding, how was it? And he said, it went up well. Okay. Ramshad, your son has cleared his graduation. What happened to his job? Oh yes sir, he got the job. Oh, very good. And I was standing like a fool. I spent maximum of my time with those troops. I don't know his son is in doing graduation. I don't know his daughter is about to get married. This commanding officer was 800 men at his command. He knows everybody. 2001, if you remember, India and Pakistan, there was attack on the parliament and the forces were moved on the border. So initially we were very excited and what is going to happen? And that's what a soldier's dream is, to get participated in the war. First month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, the war did not happen. Now the problem of those individuals, our soldiers, at home still remain. Somebody, father is not well, somebody has a land case going on, or something. So this commanding officer would start sending the guys on leave 2 guys per day. And mind you, there was a complete freeze on the leaves. So he was called up by the higher quarters. Why? But he stood his ground. He says, if their problems are their problems, and if I don't resolve, who else will? So the same guy who left his battalion 25 years ago, he is respected as much as he was respected then, because he took care of his man. So I come to my second lesson. So your team comes first always every time. So anybody has been to IMA? How do you guys? The Indian Military Academy in Dehradun? So there is a checkwood credo, and I borrow this line from there, which says the country comes first, your man comes second, and you comes last every time. So soon when you become the manager, please ensure, take care of your team, their training, their growth, and above all, show empathy when you deal with them. I can assure you, this will come back to you in way more than you can expect. I move to my third story. We were posted in high altitude area. You know what high altitude area looks like? So the snow becomes our best friend. Although we've been to, say, Manali, Shimla, that's like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 feet. We were about 12,000 feet. Even the tree line diminishes there. So, for good 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, depending on the area to area, your passes get closed and you don't get your supply of fresh vegetables. So, you depend on complete your dry food, your tinned food, even the water. You see this snow? So this snow, you put this into a metal bucket, put it on stove, and the water you use to drink, your shave, your make your food, and whatever else you can think of. But we never cribbed about it. No, none of us. My platoon, we never cribbed about it. I was very young, but even the Jawans who have been there for a long time never cribbed about it. Why? Because this post was strategically so important, the enemy was only 30 meters ahead of us. The reference point, what is 30 meters? So this width would be about 15 meters. And they were at a height. Even if they throw stone at us, we would get injured. Imagine if they run down towards, it will take not more than maybe 5, 6, 7 seconds. So we were ready, always our weapons were loaded, cocked and ready to fire. We couldn't even move our eyelids. So we had a higher purpose. Who would be worried about food, water, tea, coffee? So whenever in your corporate career, you realize you are not getting the good food in the cafeteria, you are not getting the parking, your workstation is small, your man is not giving the right view. Understand, you have a higher purpose. Ask that question always, what is the big picture? What project are you in? What is the learning that you are getting from there? How can you make a difference to the people around you, to the company that you're working, or maybe to the country? I come to my last story. It's not about me now. It's about Major Dinesh Sharma. He's a 1971 war veteran. The soldiers like him don't get born very regularly, the one in Blue Moon. So he was a young major, fighting, doing well. Their 300 men made 8,000 people surrender to them. So while the war was about to end, he stepped on a minefield. and he lost his leg. Now in the operation area, there was no doctor. The medical room was destroyed because of the shelling. His leg still dangling. You need to cut this quickly. So what do? So he asked his batman. He was from the famous Gurkha rifles. They're very ferocious, very dependable. So he said, where is my kukri? You know what kukri is, correct? I'm sure with Sam Manisha's movie, I'm sure you ought to know what kukri is. So his batman got the kukri. He said, now cut this. Imagine, there is no morphine injection also. The batman got a heart attack. He says, I cannot do it. He said, okay, give it to me. He took the kukri, cut his leg, and he said, go and bury it. The story doesn't end here. For every soldier, as an officer, his dream to command a battalion. How I spoke about my commanding officer, CEO, his dream. But because now he's disabled, he would not get to command his battalion. So he wrote to the army chief saying, I can prove that I am better than any able-bodied soldier. He was taken lightly, but finally the chief took it and he said, okay, I am going to lay, come along with me. He climbed the mountains, he walked on the snow, and he was very good. The chief wrote on his dossier, says there is no reason not to give him command. He was the first battle casualty, person with disability to command a battalion in the history of Indian Army. He went on to command a brigade, which is a brigadier. He went to command a division, which is a major. He is currently settled in Delhi. He is serving his retired life. So whenever you get stuck, you think the entire world has closed all the doors on you, you don't know what to do next, you should always ask this question, where is my kukri? Where is my determination coming from? You will find the answer within you. Guys, this has been a wonderful session. I love talking to you guys. I hope any of these things, or some of these things, you can use in your corporate career. I'll be so great when I meet any of you guys and you reference any of these conversations. Thank you. It was lovely talking to you. Jai Hind.